on today's show. We'll be visiting London to see a house involved with the underground. We'll be going back to school to see something you never believe. And finally, I'll show you how to make a household lava lamp. You'll never believe it! The show where fun and strange facts are revealed. We currently have our fellow fact finder, Jonah Ripley, at Westborough Primary School to show us an amazing fact. So without further ado, there is something at Leinster Gardens, London, and you'll never believe it when you hear it.
Did you know that you can use a lemon to power your alarm clock?
Ah, lovely. Hello and welcome. Today I'm here in London's Excel Centre. Now, I've come to London today to find something that you'll never believe. Why don't we go and take a look? Now, the place we're visiting today is a very mysterious house. Smoke sometimes comes from the roof. The postman knocks and no one answers. The next door neighbours don't even know who lives here. This is the house of nothing. Nobody home. Let's take a look as to why. Now that we've walked round the back of the building, behind this wall, right here, is one of the greatest mysteries of London town. Let's take a look. The Metropolitan Railway, one of the first London Underground lines, was the first to be built in 1863. Now, the route between the stations of Paddington and Bayswater required numbers 23 and 24 Leinster Gardens to be demolished so the tube could run smoothly and get the people of London to where they needed to be. Strangely, the people of Leinster Gardens didn't find out about the demolition until the 1930s, nearly 50 years after the houses were demolished themselves. In the 1930s, a group of people were invited to a charity ball hosted at numbers 23 and 24 Leinster Gardens. However, when they arrived, they realised that the houses were not even there. It seems that someone was playing a very elaborate prank on these people and probably made quite a decent bit of dosh out of their schemes. Earlier, I mentioned how smoke would sometimes rise from the roof. By this, what I meant was that when the London Underground was first invented, they used to use trains called locomotives, which would run on coal and produce smoke. So, of course, when trains passed through the gap here and the smoke would rise up in the air, it would give the impression that someone was living at the house, while nobody was there at all. And now, of course, the last burning question. Why rebuild the front of the house in the first place? Well, they used a method called cut and cover, which was to basically cover up the hole that the underground has made and stop it being such an eyesore at the end of the day. Now, if you would like to come and witness this place for yourself, come on down to Leinster Gardens or the back, Porchester Terrace. We'll see you next time. Back to Chantelle in the studio.
Did you know that carrots are actually white, not orange?
So why don't all my fellow fact finders tweet us using hashtag YNBI with your parental consent, and also tell us all your thoughts. Later on, I'll read mail that some of you has sent to me and posted to me. Time to move on to our next fun fact of the day.
Did you know you could get green and yellow raspberries?
Welcome to the Westborough Primary School, home of the only cardboard building in the entire world. Cardboard, I hear you ask? Well, that's so crazy that...
You'll never believe it!
I've come to Southend-on-Sea today, home of the Westborough Primary School. But that's not all what's going down at this school. They're 100% energy sufficient. The children know about everything energy sufficient here. They even recycled their cardboard boxes to build this cardboard building. So shall we take a look inside? This cardboard building is said to last at least 25 years. Well, that was what Tomorrow's World said, but they haven't been back for years. And the cardboard tubes, the strongest man in Britain couldn't even break one of the tubes. This isn't just a glorified exhibit, it's actually a classroom. Children learn here, and even after school, they want more, and they come for clubs. So the children here don't spend their time popping their juice cartons on the playground. The cupboards are made of juice cartons. Picture this, you're eating your cereal in the morning. What happens to the cardboard boxes? Well, they go to make this wall in the toilet. Better not go in there. Now, the cardboard classroom was awarded the RIBA Award, which is an architectural award which was awarded by Stephen Lawrence, an inspiring architect. And the drawings on the outside were drawn by the man who drew the tube map. Well, I guess it's halfway through its life, so we'll be back in another 12 years to see if it's still standing. Is it going to be watertight? We'll see.
Did you know soap is made from whale blubber?
After mentioning about the tweeting and Mal, I have some here. Billy's mother has tweeted on behalf of Billy, saying, "This is a great show. Myself and Mummy love it." We have more tweets. One of them's from Lily, who's 13 years old, saying, "I learned so many things from this show. I tell my friends all these fun facts." And lastly, one's from Robert, who's 22 years old. He says, "I know this show's mainly based for children, but it's really good and applies to everybody. Keep it up." Thank you to everybody who sent those tweets in. As always, myself and the whole crew appreciate the shared enthusiasm that we have. Now we have some Mal here also. Here is a picture that's drawn by Jasmine. She's 6 years old and drawn me from the last episode where I travelled to Kent to see the concrete satellites. Thank you, Jasmine. Here is here's a letter that Charlotte wrote, who's 7 years old. It says, "I love the show. It's amazing and wonderful. There are so many facts at my hometown, like the long beach with seaweed covering it, and they also have the best fish and chip shop there is, and it's just great. I love the show. Love, Charlotte." Now we have a new competition for you all, the lava lamp tag.
Did you know that you can use a banana skin to polish your shoes?
Let's do something different. We're going to make a lava lamp. The ingredients we need are 1. A water bottle, 2. Water, 3. Vegetable oil, 4. Food colouring, 5. Alka-Seltzer fizzy tablets, and a funnel if you've got shaky hands and it's optional. Firstly, you have to have water that's filled just a little bit quarter of the way down, just a little bit of water. Secondly, get your funnel, fold it up with a piece of paper. Right, next put the vegetable oil in. As you'll see, the vegetable oil will sit on top. This is because the water is less dense. Then you'll wait for the bubbles to disappear. Now most of the bubbles are disappeared. This is the fun part. Open the food colouring and chuck a couple of little drops in there and watch the bubbles sink to the bottom. And if you shake it up a little bit, you'll see that the bottom will go all green. Next, you add the fizzy tablets. When you pop it in the bottle, you'll get a magic surprise. The Alka-Seltzer fizzy tablets have sunk to the bottom and brought the water and the food colouring to the top, which makes a lava lamp surprise. You can put a little light behind it and then you can sit in the dark and you'll find lots of little blue bubbles bouncing around. You'll never believe it! Time to bring on the test subjects. This is... I'm Jade.
And I'm Ben.
Right, you're going to have to make what I just made a second ago, but you've got to do it as quick as possible. Whoever wins will be a feature presenter in the next show, and then the other person will get a cream pie in the face. You've got around 60 seconds to do it. 3, 2, 1, go! I'll do. How much you get? I think I'm going to win this one. I haven't got very much in there. Oh, this is disgusting. I haven't got very much in one. I think I'm done. I don't quite know who's won that race. You decided to shake it up. You do shake it up. And yours is a little bit... You were slow. You lost the race though. Just because she was the first one to finish, I think Jade's won this race. Woo! You're going to be the presenter of the next TV show. Unfortunately, Ben, you're going to have to get a cream pie in the face. You've just been pied. Congratulations to Jade for winning the challenge, and thank you to everyone else for taking part. Back to the studio.
Did you know that Aztec used to smoke chocolate? That's why we call it hot chocolates.
We're going to be speaking with Alex Reddin-Moore, who created the lava lamp instructional video. Hello, Alex. I just wanted to ask about the creation of the lava lamp. Was it hard, or Or was it hard for you to make?
Well, it wasn't particularly, because I did a lot of experiments with household items, such as the soda pop rocket.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah, it was. I did loads of stuff like that when I was a child, and I've just carried on as a hobby.
You made a lot of mess then, yeah?
Yeah, my mum wasn't particularly happy.
Oh, how's the online views with the videos that you've been making?
Well, they're actually going really, really well. They've just reached 1.6 million.
Oh wow, that's a lot. Well done.
Thank you.
So as you're a lava lamp expert, what strange objects have you made with the lava lamp?
Well, I once made a lava lamp out of a fishbowl, but the fishbowl wasn't this big, but it was as big as this room.
Really?
Yeah.
Did it have any fishes in it?
No, it didn't. It didn't want the fish to.
You didn't
be
want to
hurt.
harm the poor
No.
little fishes. Well, thank you, Alex, for the interview. It was
Thanks for the
brilliant. It's a
opportunity.
pleasure to have you. Thank you to everybody for watching. You'll never believe it. Tune in next week where we'll go to North America where we see a little girl who cries crystals.